People in the spiritual community, I have a question for you. I want you to stitch this. I'd love to hear your answers. What's one thing that you no longer do that you used to do when you got into the spiritual space? I'll go first. I no longer talk about high vibe and low vibe. I feel like we all have access to those energies. We all have access to the range of emotions and ways of being. It's all relative to us. We all have our reasons for it. We all have our subconscious program. We all have our environments. We all have our stories, our beliefs. There's so much entrenched in all the things that we do and how we express ourselves. And so this idea of like, oh, that's low vibe, that's toxic. I'm only available to high vibe. I am only available. I'm ascending. I'm in the 27th dimension or whatever. Like, I don't speak like that anymore. And because I feel it's got judgment and spiritual bypass. Like, there's all sorts of things in there that I don't feel comfortable anymore. They're not me anymore. And I get it. I've spoken that language for years. I've done like videos on that. How to increase your vibration, and I've done all that. And I would probably reframe that video in particular. But when we deny other people's experiences and where they are, like when I've done that, what I was saying is that I know better and what's wrong with you. And I'm judging. I'm coming from this spiritual pulpit. And it's been really uncomfortable for me thinking about that and framing things in that way anymore, because we have access. There's a reason why all these emotions and ways of being energy are available to us. I mean, we're human. There's ways that we, like grief and anger and all that, they exist for a reason. And who am I to judge someone else's response or way of being? I don't know their story. I don't know what they're going through. I don't know who they are. And I just feel uncomfortable doing that anymore. So I tend to now, like for me, the less judgment I have, the more opportunities there are to see people for who they really are, and to not judge their experiences, and not to, and it opens up more love, right? And the more I judge, the more I label people, the more divisive it gets, and the more that I stand apart as opposed to being a part of others and their experiences. So, I may slip up. I probably will slip up, but I am uncomfortable now speaking about high vibe and low vibe and compartmentalizing people and their experiences, because that ain't cool. That ain't cricket. So anyway, I'd love to hear what you have to say about your experience and something that you no longer do.